Hey Swapaholics, you read the title card. It's a Kim Possible body swap story this time. That, and if you didn't vote in the poll about whether or not it was okay for me to have a clanker BS me up a body swap song to use in the end credits, you can't complain because the eyes had it. Anywho, it starts in 3, 2, 1.
Chapter 1, Trouble at Middleton High. The shrill sound of the fire alarm echoed through the halls of Middleton High. Students spilled out of classrooms in a confused, chaotic rush, their sneakers squeaking on the waxed floors. Some thought it was a drill, others panicked at the sharp smell of scorched metal drifting through the air. Impossible, her cheer uniform still on from practice, sprinted toward the gymnasium. Her communicator buzzed at her hip, but the real reason she ran was because she knew this wasn't an accident. She burst through the double doors, skidding to a stop on the polished floor. There, standing in the middle of the gym like they owned the place, were the figures she knew all too well. Dr. Draken, in all his blue-faced glory, was waving his arms dramatically as though giving a lecture to a crowd that wasn't there. Beside him, Shigo stood with her arms crossed, nails glowing faintly with green plasma, smirk already plastered on her face.
Really?
Kim muttered under her breath.
You guys picked my school?
Draken perked up at the sound of her voice and grinned.
Oh, Kim Possible. Right on two, as always. Honestly, it's like you enjoy ruining my grand unveiling.
Kim stepped closer, glaring.
Unveiling what, Draken? A new way to humiliate yourself?
Shigo snorted.
Watch burn.
Draken's face twitched.
Laugh all you want, but this time I've harnessed something far greater than your little teenage acrobatics.
He gestured dramatically to the back of the gym where a massive crate, already torn open, revealed a strange statue. It looked like a towering owl, its wings folded, its eyes glowing with an eerie golden light. The metal was etched with intricate designs that seemed hung with energy. Even Kim felt a shiver crawl up her arms just looking at it.
What is that?
She asked cautiously. Draken puffed his chest out.
Behold, the Okila Street Treaty, a mystical artifact of untold power said to control not only minds, but the very balance of fate itself. Soon, Kim Possible, I'll have Middleton under my command. Fend the world.
Kim crossed her arms.
And let me guess, you found it on eBay?
Now,
Draken snapped. Then he hesitated.
well, technically it was an estate auction, but that's beside the point.
Chigo's lips curled into a smirk as she stepped forward, energy dancing across her fingers.
Question, Princess, where's your sidekick? I haven't seen the buffalo yet.
Kim's jaw tightened.
Ron's?
The gym doors slammed open behind her.
KP, I was totally on my way.
Ron Stoppable stumbled in, arms flailing as a crowd of cheerleaders rushed past him, screaming. Rufus popped his head out of Ron's pocket with an alarmed squeak. Among the fleeing cheerleaders was Bonnie, trying and failing to keep her hair from tangling as she ran.
Stoppable, you're in the way! Bonnie!
Kim blurted, her focus thrown for a split second.
Don't look at me! Possible!
Bonnie snapped, eyes darting nervously toward Chigo.
I didn't sign up for villains wrecking my school spirit.
Less talky, more funny.
Ron yelped as Chigo launched the first glowing blast. Kim flipped backward, narrowly avoiding the strike as it scorched the bleachers.
Ron, get the cheer squad out of here, now.
Ron gulped but nodded, ushering Bonnie and the other cheerleaders toward the exit. Chigo cut across the court with inhuman speed, forcing him to duck and scramble.
All leaving so sidekick.
Chigo taunted, another plasma bolt forming in her palm.
Here, let me give you a little parting gift.
KP, little help here.
Ron shouted, tripping over his own sneakers and crashing into Bonnie, sending them both sprawling. Kim growled, focusing back on Chigo.
That's enough.
She leapt forward, spinning into a perfect aerial kick. Chigo blocked, plasma hissing against Kim's sneaker. But Kim twisted at the last second, using the force to redirect Shigo into the statue.
Wait now!
Draken cried. Shigo's back slammed into the Oculus Street Treaty. The golden eyes flared brightly, and the owl's chest pulsed with a sound like a beating drum. The plasma blast Shigo had been charging discharge on impact, straight into the artifact. For one terrifying moment, the gym went silent. Then the statue screamed. A shockwave of blinding energy erupted, hurling everyone backward. The bleachers cracked under the force as Kim slammed into them, groaning. Papers, pom-poms, and fragments of wood flew across the gym. Draken and Shigo were launched clear across the room, crashing through the doors and disappearing in a plume of smoke. The cheerleaders had mostly escaped, but in the chaos, Ron and Bonnie hadn't made it far. The shockwave flung them into each other, their heads colliding with a dull thud. Bonnie's eyes fluttered shut instantly. Ron groaned half-dazed before slumping unconscious against her.
Ron!
Em gasped, tried to push herself up, but her head spun and the world tilted. Her vision blurred. She caught one last glimpse of the shattered owl statue, its eyes flickering dimly before everything went black. The gym was silent, save for the faint crackle of sparks. Something had seen rippled in the air, curling through the unconscious bodies of Ron and Bonnie. A strange energy, unleashed by the shattered statue, lingered searching, waiting. Chapter 2, The Wrong Reflection. Ron groaned. His head throbbed like he'd been hit with a brick, which, considering how often he got dragged into Kim's battles, wasn't entirely impossible.
KP?
He mumbled, trying to blink the blurry spots out of his eyes. Instead of Kim, the first thing he saw was a cracked mirror leaning against the wall of the gym. His vision focused just in time for his jaw to drop.
Wait a minute!
Looking back at him wasn't his familiar mop of blonde hair or his goofy smile. No, it was Bonnie Rockwaller, her perfect brown locks slightly frazzled, her expression wide-eyed and horrified.
Gah! Bonnie!
Ron scrambled backward, only to realize the reflection moved exactly as he did. He waved his hands frantically. The reflection waved back.
Oh shit!
He screamed. The reflection screamed.
No way! No way! No way!
He turned to the side. The reflection turned to the side. He clutched his head. The reflection clutched hers. It hit him like a ton of bricks.
I'm in Bonnie!
His voice cracked, the sound higher, sharper. Her voice, not his. His eyes went saucer-wide as he glanced down to unmistakable, very not wrong curves met his gaze. His borrowed sheer uniform clung tightly to a figure that was definitely Bonnie Rockwaller's.
Boobs! I have boobs!
He squeaked from his old body's pocket. Rufus speaked out, tilting his head with a squeak confused.
Bum-dum.
Ron grabbed the neckline of the cheer uniform, tugging at it like the fabric might explain itself.
No, this is so not good! I can't be Bonnie! I mean, she's Bonnie!
He clutched at the pleated cheer skirt nervously, tugging at the hemline. Then, out of nowhere, the waistband slipped, the skirt nearly dropping to the floor.
Oh my god!
He yelled, frantically grabbing at it.
How did? I didn't even move! What? Even in Bonnie's body, I have to deal with the loosing my pants thing.
Rufus squeaked again and ducked back into his pocket. Ron bolted, half tripping as the skirt slid dangerously low. He darted into the girls' locker room. It was the only place nearby with unbroken mirrors. For once, he was too panicked to care about where he was. He stood in front of the mirrors, spinning in place. Everywhere he turned, Bonnie's body stared back at him.
This is not happening! This is not happening!
He muttered, gripping his borrowed hair and yanking at it.
I mean, how is a guy even supposed to walk with hips like these?
He wiggled side to side, glaring at his reflection. The locker room door creaked open.
Bonnie?
Ron froze. He turned wide-eyed. Impossible stood in the doorway, still in her cheer uniform, her brow furrowed in concern.
Oh, Kim!
Ron blurted. Except it wasn't Ron's voice, it was Bonnie's. Kim tilted her head.
You okay? You've been acting kinda weird since that blast. I mean, we all got knocked around, but you look
She hesitated.
different.
Ron swallowed hard. His first instinct was to blurt the truth at me, Ron. I'm in Bonnie's body. But his brain screeched to a halt. If he said that, Kim would think he'd finally lost it. And honestly, he wasn't entirely sure he hadn't. So instead, he forced the best Bonnie impression he could muster.
Yeah, I'm totally fine, possible. Just, recovering from the trauma of flying across the gym. No big.
Tingling.
Well, I was just checking. We've still got practice to finish once things settle down.
Ron nodded rapidly.
Cheer practice. Oh yeah, totally. I'm, so ready to sis boomba, Classic me.
Lim gave him a strange look but shrugged.
All right, just don't push yourself if you're not up to it.
She turned and walked off, leaving him alone again. Ron slumped against the lockers, running his hands down his borrowed face.
I can't believe that actually worked. Kim Possible bought me as Bonnie Rockwaller. That's terrifying.
Just as he was catching his breath, the locker room door creaked again. He looked up and froze. Standing in the doorway was himself. His own lanky frame, his own messy blonde hair, his own goofy outfit. Except the expression on that face wasn't his usual dopey grin. It was pure, seething annoyance.
All right, stoppable.
Ron's body said, arms crossed.
We need to talk now.
Ron nearly fainted.
Oh no.
Bonnie Rockwaller in his body pointed at him.
Come with me before anyone else figures this out.
Chapter 3, The Worst Trade Deal Ever. Ron stared at himself. Well, at his body, but it was Bonnie inside, glaring daggers at him.
This is the worst thing that has ever happened to me.
Bonnie snapped, pointing at her borrowed face.
Do you have any idea what it's like being trapped in your gross body?
Ron lifted his borrowed hands offensively.
Hey, how do you know that body is very resilient? It's taken more hits from Shigo than a crash test dummy.
Bonnie scowled, folding her arms, or is it his arms now?
Yeah, and it smells like it's taken a few weeks off from deodorant, too.
Ron flinched.
Okay, ouch. Personal attack.
Personal?
Bonnie's voice cracked with outrage.
This is literal. I am in your body, loser. I can feel the BO.
Chief and the collar of his shirt dramatically.
Do you ever wash this thing?
Ron pouted.
Sometimes. Look, this is not my fault. That freaky owl statue zapped us, or something.
Then tell Possible.
Bonnie demanded, jabbing a finger at him.
Tell her what happened so she can fix it. Because I am not spending one more second in your nasty skin than I absolutely have to.
Ron bit his lip. His mind flashed back to Kim, all trust and focus during the fight, and then her believing his awkward Bonnie impression without question. Telling her the truth now, she'd either think he'd cracked or worse, she'd pity him.
Yeah, about that.
Ron started nervously.
Maybe we hold off on telling Kim for a tiny bit. You know, until I figure out how to explain it without sounding I'm insane.
Bonnie's eyes widened, her borrowed body practically vibrating with rage.
You want me to stay in this?
She gestured at herself and his body.
While you what? Play dress up with my life?
Ron winced.
Just until after cheer practice.
Cheer practice.
Bonnie shrieked.
Why would you care about cheer practice?
Ron shuffled his borrowed sneakers.
Well, Kim said it's happening, and if I suddenly refuse, she'll get suspicious. Besides...
He trailed off, shrugging sheepishly. Bonnie narrowed her eyes.
Besides what?
Ron threw up his hands.
Okay, fine. I kinda always wondered what cheer practice was like. Alright, KP's been a cheerleader forever. And you and her always doing flips and chants and pyramids. And I'm just like, hey, maybe that's fun.
Bonnie pinched the bridge of his nose. Well, Ron's nose.
You are unbelievable.
Ron offered a nervous grin.
Look, I promise I won't ruin your rep. No embarrassing stuff. No weirdness. I'll be, like, the most perfect Bonnie ever.
Bonnie stepped closer, her face inches from his.
If you embarrass me, even once, I will find a way to use your own body to kick your ass. Got it?
Ron gulped, nodding rapidly.
Crystal clear. S equals unkicked. Got it.
Bonnie crossed her arms again, muttering.
This is my nightmare.
Later that afternoon, Ron, still in Bonnie's body, found himself standing in line with the cheer squad out on the practice field. He was terrified at first. One wrong move and everyone would know something was off. But after the first round of warm-ups, something unexpected happened. He started to enjoy it. Stretching wasn't so bad. Cartwheels felt smoother than they ever had in his own clumsy body. And flips. Bonnie's athletic frame practically carried itself through the air. For once, he wasn't the awkward one dragging behind, he was stepping up. And then there was the view. Ron tried not to stare, he really did, but being surrounded by bouncing ponytails, swinging skirts, and, well, a lot of cheerleader anatomy was overwhelming, especially at Kim at the front of the formation, her red hair glowing in the sun, her uniform perfect as always. He slapped his own cheek slightly.
Focus, stoppable. You're a lady right now. A lady.
Still, he couldn't deny there was a guilty thrill in seeing things from Bonnie's perspective. She wasn't as popular or admired as Kim, but that meant fewer eyes on him. For once, he could just blend in. As the squad broke into a chant, Ron found himself shouting along, throwing his arms in sync, even managing the timing. He landed a flip and actually stuck it, earning a few nods from the other cheerleaders. Inside, he was buzzing.
Whoa! Did I just not fail at something?
For the first time all day, Ron smiled without panic. Of course, he conveniently ignored the fact that Bonnie was still stuck in his body somewhere, probably plotting his doom. Chapter 4, the big reveal. Cheer practice wrapped up with a final chant, the squad breaking into scattered groups of chatter. Ron, still in Bonnie's body, tried to act casual, wiping the sweat off his forehead with the back of his hand.
I survived. I actually survived.
Hey, Bonnie.
Nicole jogging up with her usual bright smile.
You did great out there. I don't think I've ever seen you so in sync before.
Ron puffed out his chest a little.
Well, you know me, KP. Always full of surprises.
He froze instantly. That was too Ron-like. Kim squinted at him for a second but let it go. Before Ron could relax, a familiar voice barked.
Possible.
He turned and there was his own body, storming across the field. Balmain in Ron's skin was red-faced and furious, fist clenched.
We need to talk. Now!
Kim blinked, glancing between Bonnie and Ron.
What's going on?
Ron's stomach dropped. No more stalling. He took a deep breath.
Kim, okay. So this is gonna sound totally out there. But me and Bonnie, we swapped bodies.
Kim stared.
Come again?
Ron pointed at Bonnie and his body.
That's Bonnie.
Then he pointed at himself.
And this is me.
Kim tilted her head.
You're telling me you and Bonnie switched bodies because of the statue?
Yes.
Bonnie shouted, her voice cracking in Ron's pitch.
Do you think I'd choose to smell like bueno nacho every time I breathe?
Kim's jaw dropped. She turned to Ron, then back to Bonnie. Slowly, she crossed her arms.
You know, if you hadn't told me, I probably wouldn't have noticed. Ron, you played Bonnie really well.
Ron scratched the back of his neck, blushing.
Thanks.
That's not a compliment.
Bonnie snapped. Kim sighed and pulled out her communicator.
Okay, look. If this started with the statue, Wade might be able to help.
Bonnie stepped forward, eyes wide.
Good. Call him now! I'm not living in this nightmare for 1 second longer.
And pressed a button. The screen flickered to life, revealing Wade surrounded by glowing monitors.
Hey, Kim, you okay? That energy surge from earlier caused half the grid to flicker.
Kim leaned closer.
We're fine, but, Wade, we've got a situation. The statue didn't just blast us, it body swapped Ron and Bonnie.
Wade's eyes went wide.
Seriously? Whoa, that's actually kind of fascinating. I've been researching the energy signature from the statue ever since it shattered. I think I can replicate it, but
He hesitated.
But
Kim breath.
there's a slight chance it won't put them back exactly where they belong.
Wade admitted.
They might end up as someone else.
What?
Bonnie shrieked, nearly dropping the communicator out of Kim's hands.
No, 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 no. You are fixing this now. I don't care about your little science-y disclaimers. Just do it.
Ron held up his hands nervously.
Bonnie, maybe we should think this through.
Think this through.
Bonnie roared.
I'm trapped in your smelly body. Stoppable. I can't even look in a mirror without gagging. Fix it now.
Kim grimaced.
wait, is there a safer way?
Well,
Wade leaned back in his chair, tapping a keyboard.
I could calibrate it better if you brought them to my place. Less chance of a misfire. But doing it remotely through Middleton's power grid is, well, faster.
Bonnie's borrowed fist slammed against the bleachers.
I don't care how. Just fix it.
Okay.
Wade said quickly, typing commands.
Initializing energy replication in 3-2.
Hey, wait!
Ron yelped.
Wade, are you?
1!
The communicator sparked. A deep hum reverberated through the ground as the lights around the school flickered wildly. Then, with a deafening kaboom, a shockwave of golden energy exploded outward, rippling across Middleton. Kim threw her arms over her face. Ron and Bonnie clutched their bodies as the wave washed over them, leaving a strange static tingle in its wake. When it cleared, Ron gasped. He was still in Bonnie's body, Bonnie still in his. But around them, screams erupted from the school. Kim's eyes widened as she turned.
Oh no.
Down the gym, Mr. Barkin, the football coach, stumbled out of the locker room. Except his booming presence was coming from the tiny frame of Rufus the naked mole rat.
What in the...
Barkin barked, now with Rufus's tiny voice.
Why am I so short?
Meanwhile, the cheerleaders collided mid-step and turned to glare at each other before realizing they were staring at their own faces. And down by the cafeteria, Ron spotted the boys trading horrified looks. One clutched his chest, shouting,
Dude, I'm in your body!
The other groaned.
Why do I feel like I need to pee so bad?
The entire school was chaos. Bonnie, still in Ron's voice, screamed.
Wade, what did you do?
Wade's sheepish face filled the communicator.
Okay, so funny story. Turns out the owl's energy was connected to Middleton's power plant. That blast might have, swapped more people than I intended.
You think?
Bonnie roared. Ron groaned, clutching Bonnie's head.
That's not good.
Kim sighed, rubbing her arm as the sounds of chaos grew louder.
Looks like we've got a whole new mission, guys.
Epilogue, a world upside down. Days later, after multiple attempts to undo all the chaos, Middleton was still buzzing from the Great Swap incident. Kim leaned back on her bed, communicator in hand as she talked to Wade. Well, sort of. On her screen wasn't Wade's pudgy, tech-obsessed face, but Monique's sharp features and stylish hair.
So you're telling me you're still swapped?
Tim masked, eyebrow raised. Monique's voice came out, but Wade's words followed.
Yeah, apparently reversing the energy takes way more precision than I thought. But honestly,
He smirked, flipping Monique's hair back.
this is kinda great. I've been out of the lab more in the past week than in the past year. Monique's social instincts in here. Amazing. I even went to the mall, bought actual clothes with colors.
Kim chuckled.
So, Wade low to Pointo, huh?
Exactly. Wait on ink?
He said proudly.
I think I'm onto something.
Meanwhile, across the ocean in Japan, Rufus stood proudly in front of a mirror. Except Rufus wasn't Rufus anymore. He was in the sleek, athletic body of Yori, the ninja from Yamanouchi.
Yahoo!
Rufus, who is now tall and human, cheered, flexing his arms.
Hey, check out these muscles.
Yuri, on the other hand, glanced down at the little pink mole rat body she now inhabited and simply bowed her head.
It is strange,
She admitted in her calm tone.
but not unpleasant. One must learn patience in all forms.
Rufus grinned, striking poses in the mirror.
Patience later. Fun now.
Elsewhere, the villains had been affected too. Bracken whirled around in front of Chico's cracked-hand mirror, green plasma sparking around his fingertips. He laughed manically.
Yes, finally, power and brains in one glorious package.
He blasted a nearby wall into rubble just to watch the sparks dance.
Hey, Shigo, why didn't you ever let me play with your powers before?
Meanwhile, Shigo trapped in Draken's blue, scrawny frame slumped in the corner, arms crossed.
Because you're an idiot, that's why. And now I'm you, which is worse than any prison sentence.
Draken whirled again.
Don't pout, Shigo will concur the world together except now on the muscle, and you're the brains, isn't that exciting?
Shigo groaned, dropping her new forehead.
Kill me now.
Back in Middleton, Bonnie had surprised herself. After days of sulking in Ron's clumsy body, a chance encounter led to a bizarre twist. Camille Leon, a chameleon-like shapeshifter, had been caught in the blast too. Somehow she'd ended up in Ron's body, which left Bonnie in Camille's. At first, Bonnie panicked. Then she realized Camille's wealthy family owned a mansion with a pool bigger than Middleton High, and people, mistaking her for Camille, treated her like royalty.
Honestly,
Bonnie said, lounging in a bikini by the pool, sunglasses perched on her nose.
this is way better than high school. I'm never going back.
As for Camille, now stuck in Ron's old body, she shocked everyone by storming into a modeling agency and demanding a photo shoot. Against all odds, Runstoppable became a sudden hit.
Who knew awkward was the new sexy?
The modeling agent whispered. And then there was Ron. Kim stopped by the Stoppable household one evening, knocking lightly before stepping inside. To her surprise, Ron, still in Bonnie's body, was sitting on the couch, baby Hannah giggling next to them. His parents hovered nearby and phased.
See, KP,
Ron said, beaming.
my family still loves me no matter what. Even Hannah thinks I'm funny.
The toddler tugged at Ron's borrowed brown hair and babbled happily. Kim smiled softly.
That's good, Ron. I'm glad.
Ron stood, awkwardly brushing his cheer uniform.
You know, it's weird. I thought I'd hate this, but Bonnie's body, it's, not so bad. She's athletic. People respect her a little more. And,
He hesitated, scratching his nut.
okay, fine. I kind of like the whole not being the goofball for once thing.
Kim tilted her head.
You've actually been handling it really well.
Ron blushed, looking away.
Thanks to you. If you hadn't believed me, I'd be in a padded cell right now.
Kim stepped closer, resting a hand on his shoulder.
Ron, no matter what body you're in, you're still you, and you're my partner.
Ron's chest tightened at her words. He swallowed hard.
And still your boyfriend, right?
Kim's smile widened.
Of course.
Before he could say anything else, she leaned in and kissed him. It was soft, brief, and, well, very different when he was in Bonnie's body, but it still made Ron's heart race. As they pulled apart, he rubbed the back of his neck, embarrassed.
So this is kinda weird, huh?
Tim giggled.
A little, but we'll figure it out.
Ron nodded, grinning despite himself. He'd never admitted out loud, but he liked kissing Kim as a girl.
Yeah,
He said softly.
we'll totally figure it out.
The end.
Now I'm shaking, pom-poms in the morning, lacing up a skirt I never thought I'd own. She looks at me
suddenly I'm part of a squad's routine. Jumping, flipping, living someone else's team. Heart skips as she calls her name. Her arms feel strange, but I can't explain. Guess this is life flipped on a dime. Trying to love her in a different design. Now I'm shaking, pom-poms in the morning, lacing up a skirt I never